This season, Instacart has your back to school. As in, they've got your back to school lunch favorites like snack packs and fresh fruit. And they've got your back to school supplies like backpacks, binders, and pencils. And they've got your back when your kid casually tells you they have a huge school project due tomorrow. Let's face it, we were all that kid. So first, call your parents to say I'm sorry, and then download the Instacart app to get delivery in as fast as 30 minutes all school year long. Get a $0 delivery fee with your first 3 orders while supplies last. Minimum $10 an order. Additional terms apply.
We acknowledge the traditional owners of country throughout Australia and recognise their continuing connection to land, waters and culture. We pay our respects to their elders past, present and emerging. Welcome to This Song Is Yours, a music podcast where we chat to a new guest each week, talk about their life and creative endeavours, and talk to them about some of the music they love. Our show works by chatting to our guests about music, their songwriting techniques, and occasionally getting them to make you a playlist of the songs they love. Welcome to episode 198. I'm your host, Simon Fink. Our guest today is Benson Boone. The rising American pop star was recently on our shores to promote his brilliant EP entitled Walk Me Home. In today's episode, we're speaking with Benson about the unique way he found his voice, the label of a TikTok star, and he gives us his best Australian accent. Here we go. Our guest today is an on-the-rise pop star and songwriter from Monroe, Washington in the US. After turning down an opportunity to compete on American Idol, he worked on his music and caught the attention of Imagine Dragons frontman Dan Reynolds. In late July, he released his debut EP entitled Walk Me Home. Please welcome to This Song Is Yours, Benson Boone. Hello, sir. How are we?
We're doing pretty good. How are you doing, Simon?
Doing very well, thank you. You are joining us from our fair country today. You are in Australia at the moment.
I am. I'm in Sydney, yeah.
How are you finding it so far?
It's pretty amazing. There's a lot of cafes here. And the skate park at, Bondi Beach is absolutely wonderful. I went there this morning. I really love it, and everyone just seems very happy here.
Are there any similarities? I think you're from a town in Seattle, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
I've been told that there are sometimes similarities between Seattle and some of the Australian cities. Have you found any things that kind of link the two together yet, or not as of yet?
You know, I think a lot of the greenery could be similar, but it's like a different kind of greenery here. It's very it seems more tropical to me here.
Oh yeah.
Washington is just very wet and rainy. I feel like a lot. It's rainy today, so maybe that does feel a lot like home, you know?
No, look, that's very, very fair. You are in town. You're playing some shows at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
I guess with those shows that are about to take place, how are you feeling coming down halfway around the world to play these shows? And are you surprised that your music has connected in Australia so quickly?
I think it's pretty crazy, to know I'm coming literally halfway around the world to do some shows. But it's an amazing feeling. I mean, this isn't something I really ever expected or thought I'd be doing. And so I'm kind of just taking it all in, bit by bit. And I'm excited to see the crowd in Sydney tonight and Melbourne in 2 days, and then Auckland next week, and then we're off to Korea. But it's just it's crazy.
It sounds like it's nonstop for you.
Yeah, pretty much.
I want to get to the EP in a second. And I also can recognize you've probably told this origin story quite a number of times, so I apologize. But just then you did mention that you kind of weren't certain that this was kind of ever going to happen. I think we need to talk about Eric and how you got here in Australia today.
Yeah. Senior year of high school. like at the beginning of the year, I didn't know I could sing like at all. It wasn't a thing for me. I was kind of just an outdoors kind of guy. Did a lot of sports and like backpacking and skiing and snowboarding and whatnot. But I had this friend who I've literally known since birth. His name's Eric, and Eric's like pretty into music. And he knew I played piano a little bit. I kind of picked it up by ear because some of my sisters took lessons. And he's like, dude, there's a battle of the bands coming up. Like, you got to play piano for the band. I don't know anyone else that can play it. I was like, all right. I'll play piano, whatever. But like, I'm not doing anything else. So we did a couple practices with the band. Everything seemed to be going well. And then like literally the day before, our singer quits. And we're all like, well, what do we do now? And Eric's like, Benson, you're going to sing. You're going to do it. And it just kind of didn't like really make sense to me because Eric has a good voice. He knew I couldn't sing. It just like kind of seemed dumb. But like, long story short, after some arguing, I just agreed I'd do it. And yeah, like that day, that practice, literally the day before the show, I tried singing and like, it was kind of like mediocre. Like it wasn't really bad, but it wasn't good. It was like good enough to be a high school band, you know? High school bands aren't really wonderful usually. And so we get to the next day and like the whole school's there. We're the last people to perform and we go up on stage. I didn't even tell my mom and dad that I was singing. And like, I just sat down and played the piano and started singing and my voice like was there. Like it had always been there. And it was just shocking to me. Like I got halfway through the first verse and stopped and just kind of sat there for a second, like took in what just happened. And then everyone went crazy. And then we just played the whole set and won the competition. And it was like the best first day of singing ever. And ever since then, it's been singing.
It's an incredible story. I'm curious now with Eric somewhat to thank for somewhat, obviously the talent is all yours, but taking on that trajectory, is Eric, I guess, does he get a cut of the merch? Is he somewhere within the business of Benson Boone, or is he just...
Eric's on a mission right now for our church. He's gone for 2 years. So fortunately for now, he doesn't have to know about any of that. But when he gets back, he's back this summer. And I'm pretty excited for him to be back. Like we met when we were like literally 5 months old and we're 5 months apart. So, yeah, he's like my brother. He has 5 sisters and I have 4 sisters. So like we're just surrounded by girls. So all we had was each other growing up. But yeah, this is the longest I've ever been without seeing him. So it's hard. But when he gets back, he'll definitely be, you know, handling my finances because he's a smart guy.
Well, I'm very excited and look forward for you for when Eric does return, you guys can catch up. We are also here to talk about your Walk Me Home EP, which is currently out now. It's been out for a few months and has been going gangbusters around the world, mate. Congratulations on this. It's a beautiful EP. How have you found the reaction now that it has been out for a few months? How has it been received in the world?
You know, it's been pretty amazing. Like I've got a lot of people that have reached out to me and just told me how much the music has helped them. And, you know, like that's one of the main reasons I released the music. It's obviously for other people to connect with and relate to. And it's nice. Like, it's nice to know that something I worked for a long time at and very hard for is paying off. And like now I get to go do shows and play all the songs. And like I obviously love for people to hear the music live because I think that's like when it truly just hits you. So yeah, it's been amazing for me. I've loved every second of it.
Both the massive singles, we've got Ghost Town and we've got In the Stars, and they both seem to be connecting with people quite a lot. For you, for Benson Boone, what is that songwriting process usually like? Are you a lyrics person? Are you like a melody or a chords person first? Like what is usually that catalyst for the song?
I usually go on the piano. and I'll just find some chords I like, and then I'll just start like singing random words. And when I go back and listen to the voice memo of me singing random words, I try and write like to the vowels of what I was singing, and that's like how I write most of my songs.
I have a secret. I wore the wrong foundation for years. Then I discovered Il Maquillage. Their AI-powered quiz makes it so easy to find a perfect match, customized for your unique skin tone, undertone, and coverage needs. With 600,000 five-star reviews and 50 shades of flawless natural coverage, this foundation is going viral for a reason. And with Try Before You Buy, you can try your full size at home for 14 days. Take the quiz at ilmaquillage.com/quiz. That's ILMAKIAGE.com/quiz.
My dad works in B2B marketing. He came by my school for career day and said he was a big ROAS man. Then he told everyone how much he loved calculating his return on ad spend. My friends still laugh at me to this day.
Not everyone gets B2B, but with LinkedIn, you'll be able to reach people who do. Get $100 credit on your next ad campaign. Go to linkedin.com/results to claim your credit. That's linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply. LinkedIn, the place to be, to be.
That's quite interesting. I haven't spoken to many people who've done it that way. Have you, I guess when you're collaborating, is that a similar thing that you'll kind of do with people when you've got other people in the room writing with you?
Yeah. And usually like when there's other people in the room with me and I start singing, like they'll start to gather words from what I'm saying. Basically like always, if I'm in a session with other people, like the first 30 to 45 minutes, like I'm literally just spitting ideas and ideas and ideas and ideas, singing random words and random, melodies. And they just kind of sit there and gather information for the first while before, we get started, like chipping away at what I've just sung.
The EP, I know that it is quite heartfelt. A lot of these kind of lyrics are really, they're pulling on the heartstrings. And I know that I think it's in the stars that is either a tribute or was inspired originally by your grandma. Mm-hmm. And I'm curious, when you're writing lyrics, when you're looking to share these emotions with people, how do you find that balance of still being able to maintain some privacy for yourself, but being able to also share this experience with your fans and with people who are listening?
Yeah, that's a great question. I've never been asked that before, and it's like when I write my lyrics, I don't ever at first think of that. I just write to whatever degree of personality that I feel is right. Like Within the Stars, the first set of lyrics that were written, I feel like when I played the song for people, they thought it was too personal. And so like I went back and changed some things. And I guess it's like I kind of have to think of what I want other people to feel when I hear it. Like I wanted In the Stars to be just personal enough so that everyone, like if I told the story about it, that everyone would know what it's really about. But then if they hear it on their own time, they can relate it to something in their life or someone that they've lost. And so I guess it's really just like thinking about what I want the message to be behind the song.
100%. I imagine it's a very fine line to, again, be true to you, but also, as you mentioned, allow people to have their own interpretation to it.
Yeah, totally.
While researching today, a number of articles, a number of outlets, I feel somewhat unfairly continue to mention like the TikTok label of Benson Boone, and that not that you're a TikTok star, but kind of had that attributed to it. I'm curious, it seems like you take your career in music very seriously. For those who might not be aware, and it's not something I necessarily want to get into today, but there was an opportunity within American Idol that was then turned down so that you could do what was right for you, which I think was a very brave move and has obviously worked out. You're here in Australia. But for you, do you think that having the TikTok label put on Benson Boone, or that you're a TikTok star, is a little bit unfair in terms of how seriously you do take your music and your career?
I definitely don't think it's unfair at all, because I mean, it is kind of how I got started. But at the same time, like, I do love when people appreciate the music, and it's not just like, oh, you're that guy from TikTok. Like, I'd way rather someone come up to me and be like, oh, your songs are amazing. Like, I love your voice. I love your, like, whatever. Like, that means a lot to me. If someone knows me from TikTok, it's like, oh, I mean, it is what it is. But, you know, at the end of the day, like, I can't complain, because it's definitely what's helped me get to where I'm at. So, you know, kind of just roll with the punches.
Look, that is very fair. I can appreciate that and respect that as well. Benson, the single In the Stars, if I've done my research correctly, the choir at the end of the song, at the tail end of the song, is not an actual choir. It was yourself recording the vocals over and over again in different voices and different pitches and tones and everything.
Yeah. And it's something like any of my songs. There's one in the EP that like in Walk Me Home, and yeah, like anytime you hear like kind of choir type vocal, it's always just me singing like the same note or harmonies to a note in different voices and tones.
I was hoping you might indulge me, and I apologize for what I'm about to ask. For someone who can do different voices, being in Australia for the last few days, can you or have you got an Australian accent or voice that you can try out for us?
You know, in Australian accents, I feel like really hard. And it's like really round, you know, but I try my best. It's hard though.
I honestly thought in my preparation for today that you would be up for it. And with no disrespect, I had a bar set at a certain level, and that went way above the bar that I had set for it. That was incredible.
Thank you so much. I love to hear that. I've been working on it a bit the past couple of days.
Benson, I absolutely love that. That was incredible. Thank you for indulging me on that.
Thank you.
Lastly, we would usually ask our guests what they're currently listening to, if there's anything that's on high repeat for yourself at the moment.
That is a wonderful question. I have been listening to, have you heard Sam Smith's new song, Unholy?
Yes, with Kim Petras.
It's a great song. But hold on, I'm pulling up my playlist right now. Like lately, I feel like I've been listening to a lot of Billy Joel, James Arthur, and surprisingly, I've kind of got back into Bruno Mars lately, like the Doo-Wops and Hooligans album, like early Bruno, and a little bit of Silk Sonic too. So like kind of random, but yeah, I would love if people sent me music that they think I should listen to. So if you have any suggestions, send them my way, because I'm desperately in need of some new music.
In the vein of some of the artists that you mentioned, some R&B, and I believe a fellow label mate here in Australia, listen to Budjerah, incredible R&B singer.
Oh my gosh, how do you spell that? Budjerah, I believe. I hope I don't get that wrong. No, you got it right. Okay, I have it pulled up. I'm listening after this interview.
Beautiful. Have a listen. But Benson, thank you very much for your time today. I appreciate it. Congrats on the EP, and I wish you all the best for the tour that is about to go ahead.
Thank you so much, Simon. Thanks for having me.
And that's our show. A massive thank you to Benson Boone for his time. Walk Me Home is out now, and we've left links in the show notes if you'd like to stream the EP. We also want to give a huge shout out to Emilie at Warner Music Australia for helping out with today's interview. If you like this show, please subscribe wherever you get your pods and stay up to date when new episodes are released. We release new shows each Wednesday and Friday morning, and we now have a Patreon, which you can find within the show notes of this episode. You can follow the playlist profile on Spotify, and you can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Until next week, cheers.
This podcast is brought to you by eHarmony, the dating app to find someone you can be yourself with. Why doesn't eHarmony allow copy and paste in first messages? Because you are unique, and your conversations should reflect that. eHarmony wants you to find someone who will get you. How are you going to know who gets you? If people send you the same generic conversation starters they message everyone else. Conversations that actually help you get to know each other. Imagine that. Get who gets you on eHarmony. Sign up today.